Hello everyone! A year ago I made a Magical Girl video where I designed the whole team based on the 4 elements. At the time I liked the video and characters quite a bit, but now I can see that it had a few problems. For example, the team didn't have a secondary theme, so they didn't look like they belonged in the same team. But that's fine because I believe this one's better. Also, since it's been so long since the last Magical Girl video, the question is, am I still working on their story? No, not at the moment. There are a few projects I'm working on, but the Magical Girl series isn't one of them. But if I decide to go back to working on that story, I want to have a legion of Magical Girl designs, so every now and then I'll post a Magical Girl team. So this team's theme is space. My idea was to take celestial bodies and turn them not only into characters, but into magical guardians, both female and male magical guardians. I didn't want to make the same mistake I made last time, so I was quick to think of a secondary theme, magical knights. I also thought of design elements that would pass from one design to the next, for example, stars on the hands and feet, a chest plate, a gradient on one article of clothing, stripes, and gold accents. And now, let's get to it! Our first character is based on the moon. Her name is Lily and her position on the team is unclear for reasons I'll explain later. Because she is based on the moon, I thought she should be the smallest and youngest of the team. Since the moon is a satellite planet, I envisioned Lily as the type of person that would always be around her friends, almost in a clingy way. She is very sociable and extroverted and doesn't like to be alone. In fact, she can get really depressed when by herself. She tends to be around her siblings the most. She loves hugs and isn't afraid to surprise her teammates. Most of them don't mind it, but sometimes she gets into trouble because of it. Since the moon is associated with emotions, instincts, and intuition, she is very open about her emotions. She isn't afraid to cry in front of others. She is very observant, and she's usually the first one to notice when someone is feeling down and nervous. And she's very quick to action, often trying to cheer them up with hugs and cookies she bakes herself. She's also very impulsive and doesn't tend to think a lot before acting, therefore she has a very chaotic energy, especially when she's left alone with her brother and Jasper, the chaos trio. About her powers, she doesn't appear to have them. When a magical guardian receives the ability to transform, they often receive 2 other powers, the power to summon a weapon, which Lily has, and a power completely unique to them. Lily has yet to show a unique power. Because of that, her place on the team isn't super established and she tends to fill in needed roles. This is, sometimes she plays on the defense, but sometimes she can be on the offense. Since her weapon is a bow, a reference to the Roman goddess of the moon and hunting Diana, most of the times she covers for her teammates, by basically working as a sniper. She's also really good at being quiet and sticking to the shadows. Also, because she's smaller than the others, she can hide and sneak into places others can't, so she's also works as a spy from time to time. Despite being content with her place in the team, she still wants to know why she's different from the others. Why hasn't her power manifested yet? Does she even have one? Her next character is based on the sun. Her name is Marigold, she is Lily's older sister and she is the leader of the team. Since she represents the sun, she is very tall and has a chubbier build. She is also the oldest in the team. Since she's the sun, I decided that she should be a very warm and cozy person. She is also very radiant. What I mean by this is that she doesn't pass by unnoticed. She is very good at her job and she is effectively the strongest member of the team. Most magical guardians want to be like her and most civilians consider her a sign of hope. Most of the members of her team are overlooked while Mari takes center stage. She is, however, very shy, and all this attention causes a lot of anxieties and puts a lot of pressure on her to keep being the sign of hope that other people want her to be. The fact that she is idolized by Lily doesn't help much, since this makes so that Mari can't confide in the person she is closest to, because she's afraid to disappoint her. I believe she has imposter syndrome and doesn't believe she's worthy of such admiration. All this attention also makes her have a lot of people-pleasing traits as well as an incredible need to be needed. Outside of her magical guardian job, she acts as the caretaker of the most chaotic members of the team, always worried about the physical well-being of her teammates. She's very supportive as well as patient, loyal and reliant. She is also very protective of her team, and any bad comments about her teammates are taken perhaps a bit too personally. She can get very defensive as a result. Outside her job, her favorite things to do is play music, a reference to the Greek god of the sun and arts Apollo, and gardening. Regarding her magics, she was blessed with 2 unique powers, something that is very uncommon. Her magic is released once she plays a chord in her lyre, which is her weapon. From my understanding, the sun represents life-giving energy as well as life force and immunity. As such, she has healing magic. The sun can also be very destructive, so her other magical power regards an energy burst. She prefers to use her healing magic since she's a bit averse to violence, but she'll use the energy burst when cornered or if someone else is in danger. Next up, we have our Mercury character. His name is Crispin and he functions as quick damage. Mercury is named after the messenger of the gods in Roman mythology, so I thought that Crispin should be very quick and nimble. I also added wings to his feet as a reference to this god. I think the planet Mercury is also related to intellect, so I made Crispin a very intelligent young man that loves to learn. He is very rational and he struggles with vulnerability. Because of that, he's very closed off and reserved. He loves to spend time alone, only feeling somewhat comfortable with his teammates. They did have a hard time getting him out of his shell, but Lily was very persistent and he eventually developed a strong bond and trust with the rest of the team. He hates hugs, but he tolerates the one Lily gives. Really, only Lily would get away with it. She's his favorite teammate, although she can be very annoying. He's not super obvious in the way he helps his teammates, but he often gets books and stuff like that relate to the problems of the team and tries to find a rational solution from there. He is currently focused on researching unique magical guardian powers and how they develop. He also has books on science experiments, robotics, working out, and self-help books focusing on anxiety. This last one regards to Mari, since he realizes, unlike most people, how precious she feels. He's very decisive and stubborn, as well as calculated. He rarely acts out of impulse, and he has a habit of overthinking the consequences of his actions. He's, for these reasons, an excellent strategist, although this is not his place in the team. His weapon is a sword, and his unique power is super speed. He often zooms through the battles while delivering quick attacks on the enemies. On his free time, he loves to go on walks and writing. Despite not being very good at communicating his feelings verbally, he is very expressive in his writings. He actually keeps a log of the everyday life of the team. He also acts as a caretaker of the team, albeit a much less patient one. He often helps Lily with her homework. He is very rigid and has high moral standards, so his presence is enough to keep the Chaos Trio from being as chaotic. Next up, Iris, and she represents Uranus. Uranus represents innovation and technology, so she is the most technologically advanced of the group. She is the official strategist of the group. She loves science and robotics. She is borderline obsessive to the point where she gets so sucked in by her personal projects that she barely sleeps. She's very pragmatic, so she can always find out a way of doing her work in an easier and faster way. She may come off as lazy because of that. She has messy hair and eye bags, and she also procrastinates a lot when it comes to stuff that isn't her personal projects, which doesn't help her image. When it comes to her relationship with the rest of the team, she loves to tease her teammates. She's best friends with Crispin and Lily. Crispin has a very similar way of thinking, so they get along pretty well. Lily has a very different personality and way of living, so they find each other very curious. They have a sister-like bond. These three also love to play video games, stuff like Splatoon and Mario Kart, I think. Mari's perfect image bothers her a little bit, but she never cared for the spotlight. Mari tends to check up on her to be sure that Iris doesn't overwork herself to an early grave, and even though she acts annoyed, deep down she appreciates the concern. Iris has prosthetic arms. I'm still undecided about if she was born like that or if she lost her arms in battle. Either way, she engineered her own prosthetics, and she's always trying to make better prosthetics for her, but also for people like her. She also works with other types of prosthetics exactly because she wants to be able to help other people like her in the best way that she can, which is by her intelligence and technical ability. Despite her disability, her teammates never underestimate her or treat her differently, and that's something Iris appreciates a lot. She's very quick to action and very easy at adapting and problem solving, and that's what makes her such a good strategist. Her special ability is absolute control of all technology. And last but not least, Jasper, our Jupiter character. Jupiter is a very big planet, so I thought that Jasper would have to be the tank of the team. Jupiter is also a very lucky planet, so as you can imagine, Jasper is also lucky and very optimistic. He has very strong values, and he tends to be an idealistic person, almost to a fault. Jasper is very loud and energetic. He can be a bit too blunt, and some people don't like him because of that. When it comes to work, he is very lazy, he never studies, he wings it most of the time. In battle too, which frustrates Iris to no end. He sleeps in class, but he's not dumb. He's very smart actually. He always gets full marks anyway. This annoys a few people because he is so good at school stuff. Imagine what he could do if he actually put in the work. He isn't good at abstract things though. In fact, he gets very frustrated by it because he can't see the importance of those types of things. He loves sports, especially team sports. He's always trying to convince his teammates to work out more with him. He absolutely loves his teammates. They are basically his family. He is always causing mischief with Lily and her brother. Mary is like the mother of the group, so he respects her and avoids upsetting her. He's always teasing Iris, and Iris is always teasing him. Crispin and Jasper are the only guys in the group. They are best buds. Jasper is always dragging Crispin to the gym so they can lift weights and stuff, but Crispin is always very reluctant about it. In battle, Jasper's weapon is a shield, since he is very protective, sometimes even overprotective of the younger members of the team. And his unique power is good luck, bad luck. He can use this almost cosmic good luck to his advantage in battle, and he can inflict bad luck on the enemies, making it so much easier for them to make a mistake. And there you have it, the full team is finally assembled. If you're curious about their ages, Mari and Jasper are 18, Crispin is 17, and Iris and Lily are 16. And with that, we get to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, consider leaving a like and subscribe. And until next time, bye!